Ohio State DRS with C.J. Stroud back. Last year, in that Heisman mix, the favorite for the Heisman Trophy this year. When you see the 11, what do you think about the Ohio State win total?
When I see the 11, it means you're going to have a really good football team. Why is that, Kevin? There's only 12 games in the regular season. But having said that, as a gambler, there is a very thin line on actually cashing in this ticket because anything could go wrong. A game you don't play well. You're playing some good opponents. You're playing in the Big Ten. You got an out-of-conference game against Notre Dame, which you're heavily favored by, but it's opening day, so maybe there are some jitters there. So from a betting perspective, should they win 11 games? They probably will. But, Kevin, you need 12 wins to cash this ticket. That means a perfect season. Can they do that? Yes. Will they? Probably. Maybe, but I don't want to put my money behind it here. Now, here's the interesting part coming into the season. You have a lot of hype on Ohio State. It doesn't even matter. You don't look, so many times, Kevin, we're going to go over and say, oh, look at this. 6 returning starters on offense, 5 on defense. There's a lot of holes. Stop the madness here. Ohio State doesn't retool. They reload every single year with a 5-star kid to replace a 5-star kid. But here's the interesting part. We expect their quarterback to dominate. We expect video game numbers throughout this entire season of being up for the Heisman and making that trip to New York City at the Downtown Athletic Club. But having said that, you take a look at the wide receiver position here, right? When you say, Smith and Jigba, what's the last time we saw him and what he did? He was off the Richter scales, absolutely outrageous. So we anticipate that happening again this year. Could it? Maybe. Last year finishes up with what? 1,600 yards as a college wide receiver. But the reason I bring this up is, remember when we see Jadeveon Clowney make that ridiculous play for South Carolina against the Michigan Wolverines? Helmet pops off, he gets the fumble. That was in a bowl game. He had to return to his next season. Same thing with the wide receiver from Ohio State. But having said that, we expected him to do ridiculously crazy things right out of the gate. And if you remember, South Carolina opened up the season like one of the first games of the year where they had cameras that just focused on Clowney. And what do we say, Kevin? Oh, my goodness. Why doesn't Clowney have 7 sacks in the first quarter? I thought he was supposed to be this amazing guy. Settle down. Ohio State is extremely talented. One of the best quarterbacks in the country, an outrageous running back, a dominant passing game here. They're going to win a lot of football games, and it's hard to say, hey, your toughest games are Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Michigan State, and Michigan. You're going to be heavily favored, Kevin, in probably all of those games. The cream of the crop in the Big Ten, they'll win it all. I just don't know. I can't take an 11 as a win total here. I just can't do it.